So the first time we see Marvin is at the club. Now we all in agreement that she was kind of flirting with Marvin. You know what I mean? One thing you want to do is you always want to get in cool with the people that own a certain location and establishment. Also, you always want to get a good rapport with a bartender. Your number one goal when you go out and have a couple of drinks is the relationship you have with the bartender. What you want to do is kind of start early. You order what you get, you make a little jokey joke, you leave a decent tip. You leave a decent tip. So now they done hooked it up a little bit, but you got to give a joke on, hey man, hook that up a little bit. And they go do a little something, something for you. And then you give them a nice little tip. Now, next time you come back, this is where you really got to put in your work. Now, when you come back to the bar, you talk to them, you joke, oh, hey man, you hooked that up last time. Now you basically giving them that, you know what I'm saying? You giving that gas, like, man, hey, hey, you hooked that up last. Let me get another one. Okay, cool. Now they gonna remember your order. You give them another little tippy tip. Boom. Now what you do after you give them that tip is like, hey, I'm only coming back to you. They be like, all right, cool. Now you already gave 2 tips. So now this third time you come back to the bar, this is good because if you start talking to some ladies, you want to start buying some drinks. So what you want to do now, that third time you come back, hey, what's up? Now you guys are kind of cool. You know what I mean? This is all in one night. This is probably within the span of like 30 minutes to an hour. You got to be good with your drink. But now this third time you go up, hey, you did your thing. So now they not charging you for that double. They charging you for a single plus your tip because they work off the tips. That's all they really want is the tips. So now all you got to do is just bow, bow, bow. Hey, this is for you. Just drop them off a 10-piece as a tip. They not going to charge you for the drink. So now when you go and start buying your lady friends that you just met something, boom, 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 you can afford to buy her and her goofy ass friends some drinks. Now, normally I don't buy friends drinks unless I know I need to do this to maneuver to the one I want. But typically I don't buy friends drink because I ain't trying to holler at the friend. Let some other sucker do it. But now I'm at that fourth spot. Boom, I can afford to get who's all with you. Now it kind of looks like you a boss, but you ain't really no boss. You just been finessing the whole system. So now you like, who you got? Your 2 friends? Okay, like, what y'all want? You go ahead and order that. Now you talking to the bartender. Bow, bow, bow. You only tip him another 10-piece, and he gonna give you all those drinks for free. Or if it's a girl, she definitely gonna look out for you. Now, I prefer to go for the good-looking ones, but they used to getting a bigger tip. So when you give them a tip, it's just like, this is all for you. You know what I mean? So you just shoot them that straight up in the beginning. They're going to go ahead and take that because the female bartenders, they the most crooked bartenders. They going to take that money, no questions asked. You give them a little 20-piece, you can probably drink for all night. It depends on the location you have. But you give them a little 20-piece, you get that first one, just straight tips. Now, when you and your boys come over, y'all get some shots, y'all get some other drinks. Boom, boom, boom. You just throwing her that straight 20-piece. She's taking that and she's giving you the motherfucking drinks because all the bottles are marked up 200, 300% anyway. So when he's over here talking to her and she's giving him drinks and shit, oh yeah, you good to go. I'm telling you, I might be telling y'all too much. Like OT said, I might be telling y'all too much, but you got to know how to finagle shit. You got to know how to get in there. See, the relationship is the most important thing you can have. When you go in there, you gotta you scanning the bar like, okay, which one of these bartenders look like an easy cut? Oh, hey, what's up, my man? Hey, it's cool tonight, man. You been busy? Oh, no, for real. All right, that's what's up. Hey, hook that. Okay, hey, nigga, I fuck with you. I fuck with boom, 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 boom. Drop that off. Now you coming up there. You basically getting free drinks. You only dropping a 10-piece. 10-piece, you getting doubles. You getting shots, they hooking you up. Now, if you got girls with you, they gonna be like, oh, this nigga cool. Hey, and they looking out for you because they know you gonna drop that tip. You know what I mean? Bop, bop, bop. All that sounds crazy, dropping tips and all that shit, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But we done got all sidetracked. But anyway, this is what Marvin is doing. Even though Marvin doesn't need to because this club isn't making that much money, but she is flirting with Marvin. He's like, damn, this shit crazy. Now you hear a lady talk about, oh, I like my drink like I like my men. You looking at her like he ain't that best looking, but shit, fuck it. The drinks is free. What you say your name was? Do I let them order whatever they want? Oh yeah, if it's a regular drink, if they start talking about 42 and all, oh no, I'll tell you straight to your face. You ain't getting that because I ain't drinking that. You know what I mean? You can get some VSOP. You might be able to get some XO. But you can't just order whatever you want. The bartender already know what I'm on. I'm up there getting straight yak, so he know what my level is. I'm a mid-tier type of nigga. I ain't top. Don't know. Hey, don't reach for the top shelf. Don't reach for the top. Down. There you go. Regular shelf. That VSOP. You got some XO? If you got some XO, make it XO. But if not, I take the VSOP. Oh, we want shots. Make them pay. You know what I mean? No, I'm not toxic. I'm being real. I'm being real. I'm being real. I'm a Leo though, but I'm being real. But anyway, Marvin, he's over here, and we all assume that she's flirting with Marvin. Now, Marvin's definitely gonna turn that down. Marvin got him a little roster too. But the next time we see Marvin, he's actually getting a phone call. Now, this phone call is from who? Stefano. Now, this is where things get interesting because we're all wondering. We were all wondering who Marvin was actually talking to. We're like, all right, Marvin got a phone call and they tell him, Marvin, you got to pull up somewhere. Marvin's like, all right, well, don't you want to talk to my sister? He's like, no, I want to talk to you. So when this phone call first came in, who were you thinking? I'm thinking maybe it's Rock calling them, maybe Jukebox is hitting them up, but it was Stefano the whole time. So I'm thinking the same thing. Why would Stefano want to see Marvin? Obviously, we've seen the clip, but still, we were wondering, is this that call? And you just getting a random. First of all, how did Stefano even get Marvin's number? That's what I want to know. How did Stefano get Marvin's number? Because remember, he only did business with Rock. Hey, Rick James, thank you for that $20, man. The GOAT gets all of that. Okay, I'm the GOAT, gets all of that. All right, yeah. You hear that, y'all? I'm the GOAT. I get all of that. You know what I mean? I get all of that. You know what I mean? GOAT, get all of that. That's what they calling me out here. Get all, Mr. Go get all of that. Oh, okay. They calling me the GOAT. Mr. Go get all of that. All right. I like that. That got a good read. Let me write that down. GOAT. GOAT. Get all of that. GOAT. Get. That ain't even how you spell GOAT. That's a little, I think that's backwards. GOAT. Get all of that. All is A. So that would be GOAT. Gale, Georgia, Jolt. That'd be Jolt. GOAT is get over all that. No, get over all that. Fuck it. GAOT. Did G okay. Get all of that. That's still GOAT in my book. GOAT. GOAT. Get all of that. Get all is O. I'm gonna spell my all. Yeah. Get all of that. GOAT. GOLLAUT. That. Get all of that. Okay, GOAT. There we go. GOAT. There we go. Mr. Get all of that. That's what they calling me out here, the GOAT. Mr. Get all of that. I fuck with it. But anyway, OT was saying he was thinking this early Tyler. See, I didn't know that the whole Stefano situation was gonna come up like that. But he's like, all right, bet. I'm gonna meet up with you. But how did he get Marvin's number? How did he get Marvin's number? You think he called Rock and got this? You think Rock gave an okay to this? Even though we hear Stefano say he's separating his business with what he got going on the side? Because I was watching, I was like, man, that's some random shit. Imagine you just sitting at the house. You got all your chains on. You at the house right now. Hello? You automatically thinking it's that we got to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Lord, not this again. But it's not. Marvin? Yeah, who is this? This is Stefano. Okay, are you looking for a rock? And how did you get my number? I need you to meet up with me tomorrow morning around 10 a.m. at the fish shop. You sure you want to talk to me? Like I can call Rock. No, 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 just me by myself. I'm thinking this is a setup. I'm thinking this is a setup. If a mob boss calls me out of the random, just the middle of the night, I'm over here chilling. I'm at the bar with Shirley. You know, I'm trying to get me a Shirley Temple. But then the mob boss calls me. I'm thinking, what the hell? What you need me for? Don't call my phone. Would you be nervous if you pulled up over here? You at Stefano's by yourself? Now, obviously, he has a business relationship with your sister, but I'm thinking, man, what do I got to be here for? What you need me for? Now, Stefano, remember season 3, he was looking at Marvin, not like that, but he was looking at Marvin as, damn, this might be somebody I can use because you remember the Bozzolini hit at the christening. They were blessing the little baby, and unfortunately, that baby met the devil the same day. The baby thought he was going to meet the Lord. The baby met the devil the same day. You know what I mean? But I'm pulling up over here. I'm nervous as hell. They pat you down. You ain't got your Thule on you. You go to the back. You got to go through the fish market. You smelling fish. You don't know if that's fish or somebody dead ass in the back because this is the mob. This isn't. This isn't those niggas on 132nd Street. This isn't the niggas on 161st Street. This isn't them niggas just crossed 110th Street. These are trying to get a woman that's weak. Ooh, baby. No, this ain't them niggas. This is the mob. The infamous mob. You know what I mean? You getting back there, he with a cigar. Now, I done watched enough damn gangster movies to know that I gotta reload, but I done watched enough gangster movies, and when they smoking a cigarette, they too calm. The only time they smoking a cigarette is either they too calm or they about to put a hit on a nigga. That's the only time you smoke cigars. If you in the mob, you don't just smoke a cigar just to be smoking no cigar. You feel me? So when he gets over here, I'm like, oh shit, what we got going on? Now, I'm just telling this from Marvin's perspective right now, guys. This ain't even me talking. This is the spirit of Marvin. Marvin F. Thomas, and the F stands for front door because that's where I would have went, out the front door. Now, he gets back here and Stefano's like, man, I seen what you did. That work you put in, yeah, that postal delivery, special delivery. This is the Harlem Shake before the Harlem Shake. He said, yeah, that special delivery you did, I could use you. See, my wife, she's married to a maid man, and I can't knock off maid men because, you know, I'm a maid man and we got rules and regulations here. We also got a rule that says no women or children unless a woman gets out of line, then the mob don't give a damn. She'll be swimming with the fishes also. But what I need you to do, Marvin, is Tomasio. I need you to go put a little hurt into him because he's a made man and I can't do shit. And that shit might come back to me. Marvin's talking about that sounds good, but don't y'all got rules and regulations that we gotta follow by? He said, yeah, we do, but niggas ain't gotta follow by our rules. So I could use you, and that'll give me 1 degree of separation because no one knows I'm fucking with you. They only know I'm fucking with Raquel. And that's one reason why he keeps the business on one side and the muscle on another side. So he tells Marvin, listen, I need you to go ruffle some feathers. I need you to go out there because this guy's been disrespecting my daughter. Now, being a made man means you can do whatever the hell you want because I'm made, man. You know, when you get up in the morning, you make your bed, that means you are free to travel. You can go do whatever you want because you are a made man. You made your bed. So he's saying, Marvin, I need you to go out there, tiptoe around and do what you do. Ruffle some feathers, whoop some ass. Don't kill nobody, but put that work in. And Marvin's looking at it like, nah, I ain't got nothing else going on. It's a Wednesday night. You know, I fucked up the Shirley Temple shit. I had to leave because I thought this was something of importance. But okay, I'll definitely do that. Do you have a location? Stefano said, yeah, he does hang out around this bar. If you could go to this bar, you'll probably catch him coming out. Red Firebird. I'm not sure if it's a Firebird or a Thunderbird, but you'll see this parked out front. Now, he might be leaving with a little bitty, itty bitty titty committee, but just watch him. but make sure you do it so indiscreet that no one knows that you did it, Marvin. So Marvin says, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. So Marvin has just been ordered on a hit, a semi-hit. We thinking that Marvin's about to go through, but nah. Marvin, since he went to therapy, he ain't wilding out like he used to. There was a point in time where we seen Marvin pull up in the van and get the dump, and he didn't care if women were hit. He didn't care if kids were hit. All Marvin knew was go. There was a point where Marvin pulled up in a postal truck. He didn't care if women got hit or kids got hit. He just pulled up and dumped. But that therapy changed Marvin. So what we're seeing is a full 180 from Marvin. Marvin has become a righteous hitman. Now, normally hitmen don't give a damn. That's why you always hire out-of-town shooters. But this is in town, and Marvin doesn't care because he's going downtown to make this work. I'm hearing we're going out to Brooklyn. I'm not that sure about New York geography or anything, but they told me yesterday that this is in Brooklyn, wherever this guy Tomasi is living at. So Tomasi or Tomasio, Tomato Pay, I don't know what the hell they call him, but Marvin is about to go do what Marvin got to do. Follow me, tiptoe, but shh, because we going on a stakeout next. Now Marvin, he pulls up, and what does he see? He sees this disrespectful sack of ish coming outside with this beautiful brunette. Now, you know, I typically don't get into all of this because I watched a show back in the day with a guy by the name of Calojo. Now, Calojo was doing some interracial dating. Italian with a Negro is something we don't do. That's somewhere we don't go. But Calojo had a thing for her because she was a beautiful chocolate. Let me get back on the story. So Marvin's sitting in the vehicle, and we see Marvin eating a bag of chips. We know Marvin eats chips when he's anxious, when he's nervous, or he's ready to drill. Now, Marvin is ready to drill, but he said, whoa, wait a minute. I can't do this because that means I'd have to get rid of her also. So right now, this is just a little bit of surveillance. Marvin's sitting in the car eating his bag of chips, and then what does he see? Some fellatio in the front seat. I said, wait a minute. I'm not sure about the regulations up in New York City, but I think that's violating the law. I think that's indecent exposure. You getting topped in front of the club? Wait a minute. I can't even get topped at the crib behind closed door. She be talking about, Mo, I'm sleepy. But nah, not for Tomasio. Tomasio, he a made man. I mean, he get things the way he want. Remember I told you about that analogy about having that made bed? Well, when you bring something through, she like to see a nigga with the bed made up. If she one of them freaks that get in the sheets and the bed ain't made up, she for the streets. You should want one that's like, oh, you done made the bed up. So Marvin's looking, he's like, what the hell is going on over here? He's like, oh shit, wait a minute. I can't harm this man now. Because one thing about the game, you never hate on another man. So right now, what Marvin is doing is respecting the game. I understand what Stefano got going on, but you can't hate on another man. Now, this guy, he's doing what he do. We don't know what work he had to put in to get her up out of there. He wasn't at the bar finessing. See how I'm doing a full 360, the whole story come back to light. See, Tomasio, he was in a club. He had him a section. He wasn't at the bar doing his finessing. See, the finessing is for his regular folk, unless I'm trying to break off a bag, which I don't really like spending a bag in the club. I like to spend a bag to go to my crib. I like to spend a bag on flights. So Marvin, he's just watching because he doesn't want to catch another body and draw a lot of attention. He doesn't even really want to catch a body. He just wants to ruffle him up a little bit. But see, he's a made man. So Marvin just sits back and watch. Marvin doesn't even make a move right now. See, Marvin is playing it smart. We got other people like Tasha Green. She just wilding out. You know, we got Kanan pulling up buck 20. We got the mob pulling up on Raquel. Kanan knocking off Ronnie. Knocking off Malcolm with Raquel. Knocking off D-Wiz. See, no one's actually planned any of this out, but Marvin's a little bit different. That therapy got his mind rolling, got me stargazing. You know what I mean? So Marvin, he's like, okay, I'm not going to do this here. I'm not going to attack here. And we don't see Marvin. He goes radio silent until the next night when he pulls up to Brooklyn. Now, when he pulls up to Brooklyn, I was asking you guys about coons. Now, if you're in New York, put a 1 in the chat if y'all got coons in New York. And I'm not talking about coons. I'm talking about coons with the ra in front of it. Raccoons. Y'all got raccoons in New York City? Because This gentleman, he said, man, this nigga's a coon. But Marvin is just watching. He's looking at the security. See, he's making subtle movements like, okay, let me just know I'm on their bumper, but not to the point where they think that I'm suspicious. So they talking about, where you at, boy? You in the wrong area. Marvin's talking about, I'm just trying to get some directions. See, Marvin is smarter than what we think. He got clean. But we can't fault him for his past. We can only talk about what he got going on right now. Now, Tomasio, he's out here with his crew. And they're like, who you? Where you at? Where you from? Marvin said, oh, man, I was just looking for directions. You said go right at the stoplight, make a left, then do a U-turn, and then go right at the next light? Okay, cool. That's how I'm going to get up out of here. But they tell Marvin to get the fuck up out of here. You in the wrong area. So Marvin's looking at it. He's just laughing. Marvin's just laughing. He ain't really too worried about it, because he knows he's going to make that move. And I'm sure Marvin got that Thule on him right about now. Marvin got that Thule on him. So Marvin's like, you know what? Good. He ain't really like that. Marvin is sizing him up. He ain't really like that. And if you notice, Marvin pulled up in a different whip. PB1 C91. Marvin pulled up in a different whip. Man, who got this Monte Carlo across the street? He pulled up in a different whip so they wouldn't even know. And I thought this part was dope right here, where Marvin pointed at him before he left. He like, you know, okay. So now Marvin knows what he looks like up close and personal. Marvin ain't backing down. Marvin ain't backing down. We ain't backing down. We pull it up. So when you go and do a hit, there's a difference between doing a hit in the 90s, the 80s, 70s, 60s than there is now. Let me tell you something. In 2025, you're not getting away with it. There's too many cameras. It's too much. Your phone getting tracked, everything. But see, back then, you couldn't just get on Facebook and look up black man, 2 gold chains with a box. You know, you couldn't be that specific on looking up anybody. Hell, AOL wasn't even around at this time, so there was no internet. So Marvin, he just gradually getting closer and closer. See, everyone can get touched. This is why you don't let everyone near you. So Marvin's like, all right, good. We in the right spot. We in the right spot, the right location, the right time. The next time we see Marvin, it's time to go full ape shit. Now, he does take a moment. He talks to Kanan about his grandfather. But we already discussed Elijah. Elijah was a bum. No disrespect to Elijah, but all disrespect, Elijah was a bum. Now, remember, Marvin, his main objective in this episode is to do what? Ruffle some feathers. But when Kanan starts asking questions about Elijah, he's talking about, yeah, man, my dad, his superpowers. They was fighting in the 20s and 30s and shit. So, you know, they fighting stance was a little bit wild. It was a little bit more like this, you know what I mean? Put them on. Put them on. He's like, yeah, man, I used to go to the boxing ring. I used to watch my dad lay people on their back. So his dad was, let's just be honest, Elijah was fighting other junkies. Elijah, see, when you're a fresh junkie, this is just from my, my observation. When you're a fresh junkie, you're a little more coherent than how can I put this? An aged junkie. You know what I mean? When you're in like your first month as being a junkie, you still got your regular real world powers. You know what I mean? You're still a little bit coherent. You ain't crossed that threshold where it's like there's no coming back. You know what I mean? We all know what I mean when we say there's no coming back. It's like, yeah, he's gone. That's when they say strung out. Like when you get strung out, there's no coming back. See, Elijah was a fresh junkie. He was just now putting that H. See, Elijah, since he was a boxer and he still had those dreams, he was doing his between his big toe and his second toe. He wasn't doing the needle shots into the arms because he didn't want nobody to know that he was on that shit. He was a fresh junkie at this time. So he was boxing other junkies. Now, if you were to go out there and just fight a homeless person, there was a thing called bum fights back in the day. You can get it on VHS. Used to be some funny shit to watch, but then when you look at it as an adult, you're like, that's kind of inhumane having these motherfuckers fight for like $10. It was funny as hell as a kid, but as an adult, it's like, damn, that's kind of fucked up because they ain't really got nothing. But Elijah was fighting bums. Now, Marvin was just too young to realize that, but at the end of the conversation, he says, man, he'll never forgive his dad for walking out and leaving. That's because Elijah was gone, man. Elijah went from in between the toes to in the arm. I'm just giving you guys the rundown of, how this stuff was going down. You know what I mean? I don't make the rules. I'm just reporting it. This is all they said, Mo, what did you see? And I'm just trying to tell y'all the facts. So we find out about Elijah. He was a boxer. He was a scrapper, but he left the family. He left the family, and Marvin will never forgive that. And growing up without a father has to be the most worst and toughest thing ever in life. Now, I had a father, but my dad worked his ass off. I ain't gonna lie to you. My dad was barely ever home. My dad had 2 jobs. My dad was in the military, then he was captain at his other job. So my dad was doing his thing, working his ass off to provide for 5 kids. Elijah, he wasn't trying to provide for 5 kids or 3 kids. Elijah was trying to provide for that next hit. What up, Monica? But we hear about that. Now let's get back to the action. Don't nobody care. Marvin shows up. Well, we thinking Marvin was going to unalive him. What was your first thought when Marvin pulled up? When Marvin pulled up, what was your first thought? I thought,
we straight killers, Joe.
Now this is a made man. So I mean, parts of me, I was like, all right, Marvin gonna catch him a body. But then I was like, well, it's a made man. You really don't want that much attention. They could at least let Marvin probably broke his nose, but they could at least let Marvin like give him a little cut on the face or something. But Marvin comes in here, he got a 2-pick and do stank in there, man. He talking about who gonna play hockey. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I got a hockey jersey on. How did I know 2 weeks ago that we gonna have some kind of hockey? How did I know we gonna have some kind of hockey reference? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody contact. Ain't nobody contact me. Nobody let me know what the hell was going on. But anyway, Marvin pulls up and he gives him a good. I said, "Oh, here we go." Now Marvin was so angry. If you watch while he's talking, his mouthpiece. I'm not his mouthpiece. His 2-pick actually falls out of his mouth. I was like, "Damn, Marvin really into this role, ain't he?" Punched him. He talking about, man, you ain't gonna be disrespected no more. And then when he put the blade, I said, oh man, no, Marvin, don't do this. Marvin, I did want to catch a body, Marvin, but this ain't worth it. This ain't the way to go out, Marvin. This is a made man, Marvin. Don't take it to the extreme, Marvin, because Stefano gonna have to tell him what he know. And it won't be nothing for Stefano to give up to Thomas family because they're just a little piece on the board. They're just pawns. I said, Marvin, don't do it. Marvin, don't do it. No, Marvin, no. The Bosco seems soft. Well, you got to remember, a lot of these mob bosses' sons, they are soft. They just got the mob behind them. That's why Marvin was sizing them up outside the house. He was seeing who his security was and how he would act. He's only tough with his security, but that's how a lot of people are. They ain't gonna say much. And then you in the mob, you're not supposed to let, especially no Negro, you're not supposed to let no Negro walk up on you. But Marvin was talking to him and said, man, you're dead. You're dead. I said, damn, Marvin. Marvin going in though. But that's what's up, man. I liked how they got Marvin. You know what I mean? And then as soon as Marvin gets up, he goes from angry to have a good day. Maybe Marvin is the one with multiple personalities. And then, of course, we make it back. Celebratory cigar. You get back, you get your cigar. Hey, you either relax or you put in a hit. Marvin gets a cigar, and we hear Stefano say, "Marvin, I owe you one." Now, when we hear you owe me one, what are some of the things that come to your mind when someone says they owe you one? Like, what do we think when Stefano tells me he owes me one? How far are we taking it on like owe me one? Is like putting a hit on somebody owing me one, me asking for 50,000 as like, you know what I mean? I didn't unalive anybody, so I could ask for like at least a 20 piece. I can get like a 20 or 30 piece. You owe me one for that. You know what I mean? You can what level of favor do you think you can get back for this? Because you didn't catch a body. So I'm not asking body. I'm not asking for a body for a favor, but maybe I need a little 50 to hold me over or something. Not alone, like just a 50 piece. Like, hey, I'm in a bind, Nate. Not that type of bind, but let me get, hey, Stefano, you said you owe me one, man. I typically wouldn't ask for it. Let me get a 50 piece. That's what I'm thinking, Patrice. A little 50, 50 is reasonable. You the mob boss. I done did the little shake up. Let me get 50. Let me get 50 and we call it even. If you need something else, holler at me down the road. You know what I mean? So the main thing is we know in the current day, Marvin has a favor from Stefano. Now it could be information, but do you want to waste your favor on information though? I think wasting a favor on information, I don't know. That ain't, you want to maximize this. This is your favor. If I'm getting a favor, I want something personal for me. I don't want a favor for the Thomas family. Like this is me doing my own. You said you separate business from action. I separate my personal shit, my personal favors from the family. You know what I mean? Favor, family, two different spectrums. So I'm like, man, what we doing, man? What we doing? 50 in that time for no hit? Nah. But you got to remember, this is a made man, B. Hayes. The only way that he can get this done, it had to be an outside person. So that's why I'm looking at 50. Because you heard what Stefano said. A cruise and missing body pieces are two different things. Because if you do a hit, the mob's gonna expect you to chop them up. That's at least in 90. Shit. Man, the mob was putting like 50,000 on heads plus the disposal. So you might be able to get like a good 75, 100,000. So a made man means you can't be touched. So you got the five families. Obviously, the father, the kid is a made man, but then you have certain individuals that put in enough work and they're well respected within the organization. All the five families, they got to respect that. That's somebody you can't touch. If you unalive a made man, the other four families, they turn on you. So that's why he said you can't touch a made man. It's just within your organization, within your family, you got like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 made men. They can't be touched by the other people. In order for that to happen, you have to get permission from the 5 families to touch a made man. So it has to be something just egregious. Like they had to do some wild shit, like unalive a kid, unalive somebody's wife, or something like that. You got to get permission. If not, it's basically going to start a war. All the families against you. So that's why he's like, I can't do that. So that's what they mean when they saying made man. Like they're made. They're done. They don't have to do anything else in life. They just really live, but they still part of the organization. But let me know, what do you think about Marvin? Is this a good move in the right direction? And is Marvin going to use this damn favor to help himself out or to help out Rock and the family? Well, yeah. So it came from the mob. It came from like the Italian mob. But of course, well, Black people use the structure like the mob. You got the Don, then you got your capos, lieutenants, and then your soldiers and everything. But That's where it really came from, the Italians, the mob. Well, that's the thing. Marvin didn't even mention the daughter's name. Marvin just went in there and was basically telling them, you're going to get your act together. So he went on that cruise and they got the hell up out of here. So I'm pretty sure he told his father, but maybe to come back a little bit later on. But as of right now, they're on a cruise with the daughter. Stefano's with the feds. It's going to backfire on Marvin. Nah, Stefano. Well, unless there's something that we didn't see, Stefano was against the feds. Remember when they were questioning him and they kept showing up and he never have any answers? He was holding it down. I think Stefano is solid. If he is crooked, that would be a good plot twist, though. That would be a good twist if we see he's actually crooked in the end. In the interview we watched, he said he's in every episode, so it looks like he's gonna make it to the end, unless he's snitching going into the next one. Maybe Stefano tries to unlie Marvin, and Juke unalies Stefano. That's how she ends up in the military. I don't know. Y'all think Juke? I don't know. Juke getting rid of a mob boss? Hey, you got to do more than join the army. You got to go to Cuba. 93? Yeah, it's illegal to travel to Cuba at that time. Oh, yeah, you got to go to Cuba. You got to get the hell up out of there. But even the mob had connections in Cuba, though. The mob had connections in Cuba. But, hey, man, that's Marvin's story right there, man. I want to see what this favor is going. Hopefully Marvin does something. You know what? What if Marvin does his favor is to help out Jukebox or something? What if Marvin gets to the point he's like, yeah, man, I don't know, man, stuff is gonna be crazy. What if Marvin tells Stefano, because they build a relationship, and in the interview we heard from Tony Danza, he was talking about Marvin's relationship with his daughter. So what if Marvin uses that favor, like, hey, man, if something happened to me, make sure my daughter is all right. You know what I'm saying? Give my daughter such and such, or set my daughter up with, you know what I mean? That would be cool. That would be cool to show that the relationship between him and Stefano really got close. And he really took a liking to Marvin. So he's like, hey, man, if you could just help my daughter out with A, B, and C. And that would get Jukebox away from the city. Like, let's say Jukebox catches that body. Marvin's like, hey, man, if you could do something, get my daughter out of here, then that'd be cool right there. Patrice, see, that's what I was thinking. Marvin's gonna sacrifice himself for Juke. That'd be something cool right there. So we can see the end of Marvin like that. All right.